Man, I had something.
Zac Efron.
Oh yeah, what's up with Zac Efron? Dude?
We're all dying to know, dude. We all got it.
And by the way, that was totally it.
I like. What kind of question? What do you mean? What's up with it?
Paul, you were talking about
how hot is that guy? I mean,
Okay, let's start with how hot is he?
He's like. Well, it's weird because he's like a pretty. I mean, he's a really nice dude.
Hot
he's
dude.
Like just a great guy, but like. He is like a super hot, super hot dude. For whatever reason that I keep getting cast like opposite like honky dudes, and then I'm like the regular guy schlub that I think America can relate to, and they're like, yeah, I'm kind of like him, and then there's always that fucking hunk over there,
Yeah.
you know, and because I worked with Liam Hemsworth in a movie, Isn't It Romantic? And also he's the same thing where it's just like, you're just like, Jesus Christ. Like you won't see him for a while. And then he'll be like, you're at craft services or whatever. And then all of a sudden Zach or Liam is like right next to you. And you're like, Jesus, God damn, you're sexy, you know?
They're even hotter off camera than they are on camera.
But specifically, yeah, the camera can't capture all that beauty. But specifically with Zach, I saw like grown women, like 50-year-old women, like melt in front of him, like act like little girls, like, oh, and like objectify him in a way that I've never seen a man objectify. Well, I take that back there because I've been to strip clubs, but no, like just like truly just like melt in front of him. I'm like, oh, this is weird, dude. And he's like, yeah, it's so weird. Like, he's like, I don't even like to, if I see like a pack of like 50-year-old women, I try to steer clear because they will just lose their minds. And I'm like, yeah, that is a weird, I don't have that problem at all. They don't give a shit about me.
poor guy.
Me, it's like 20, 30-year-old dudes. I'm like, fuck, I gotta.
Yeah, exactly.
Some kids with a skateboard. You're like, all right, let's get out of here.
It's like we're at like Denny's at like 2 a.m. It's like, fuck, dude. Okay, going that way, and you know,
Zac Efron's like, dude, there's
it's like hot milfs are trying to fuck.
Yeah.
way too much pussy over there.
Yeah, he's like, oh God, I can't even walk past that.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
that's it. Were you in Hawaii with Zach when he fucking rode the tiger shark?
Yeah, dude, we were together.
Ocean Ramsey.
Ocean Ramsey, that's right. He goes, it's early on in shooting the movie, and Zach is like, yo, dude, tomorrow I got to set up. You want to go shark diving? And I'm like, no. But, I'm trying to like fit in, it's like my first starring role in a movie. So I'm like, well, if he's doing it, I guess I should do it. And I went and dude, that was like the fucking scariest thing. First of all, didn't know I got seasick, wildly seasick. And so we get out there and she's like, it'll actually be better once you're in the water. And I go, oh, okay. And I get in the water and she's like, if any of the sharks are being aggressive, I'll like tell you. This shark and she's like, if they pop their gills out and if they come up next to you and hip check you, they're like sizing you up. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sure enough, there's like 17 sharks in the water. They're fucking everywhere. Your head's on a swivel, and the shark comes right up next to me. It's like popping its gills, and just like it comes out of nowhere from the deep blue, and just hip checks my ass by a fucking shark. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then she's like, come up. When I go up, and she's like, that shark is being weirdly very aggressive to you. I'd recommend getting back on the boat for a while and just kind of letting him chill out. I'm like, good call. And I get on the boat.
Puking.
Zach's in the water. He's having a great time. The sharks fucking love the guy.
They're
the sharks
gushing
just love
over him.
They're
They're all female sharks, like
they're all girl sharks.
ovulating.
I get back on the boat. Now I'm seasick. I'm puking. I'm chumming the water with my own vomit. And then she's like, what are you doing? You're chumming the water. And I'm like, I'm seasick. And she goes, I'm going to need you to get back in the water. I'm like, with that mean shark? And she's like, it'll be fine. And we get in and all this, I'm back in the water. The shark is kind of leaving me alone. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, the sharks disappear behind me, disappear in front of me. I see them all just like swim off into the darkness. And I'm like, well, that's a weird sign. And she's like, come up. we come up, Ocean Ramsey, me, Zach, Ocean, and we go up, and she's like, hey, there must be an apex predator in the water. And they're like, big, more than the sharks? And they're like, yeah, it's either a great white, which I doubt. I think it's probably a tiger shark. Sure enough, this huge, the thing was like 13 feet long. It was fucking massive. Tiger shark. And they're like, she goes, just, it's more interested in the boat than us. It's been circling us for a while. Let's just stay close to the boat and, and let it chill. And I'm like, I'm going to stay on the ladder. That's where I'm staying. and the shark is swimming around. Zach swims over to it, grabs it by its fin, and rides it as if it's a fucking like a little kid ride that you put a quarter in at like outside of a Kmart or some shit. And he rides it. The shark does nothing. He comes up and we're all like, holy shit, that's insane. Oh my God. And she's like, yeah, definitely don't do that again. That is insane. And we go back down. He rides it again. This time the shark like gives him like a little like shoulder shimmy and just like sort of wiggled him off. We come back up and we're like, oh my God. Ocean's like, that's crazy. Definitely don't do that again. Oh, holy shit. That's wild. Zach does it a third time. Grabs it. Now the shark's just like, get the fuck off me, dude. Like, why do you keep touching me? And the shark like threw, like bunking Bronco style, threw him off. And Zach like goes flying in the water and then comes up and Ocean's like, that's great. Everybody on the boat right now. That's insane.
We're done.
And yeah, but then, but in hindsight, Zach didn't get bit. Nothing bad happened. He looks cool as shit in the story. He got to go on all the talk shows. He has a video. So they have all this really cool footage of him like swimming up to the shark, grabbing it by its fin, looking all cool. Meanwhile, I'm like in the background, like aggressively swimming. Yeah, just puking on myself underwater, just swimming backwards. Like I look like such a bitch. Meanwhile, Zach's like looking all cool, swimming towards it, and I'm like aggressively doggy paddling away.
Yeah, dude.